Good morning. Today we will be sharing with you our future plans for the pink toilet based in Saket and Vasandhihar. We start with a design brief. The Pink Toilet Initiative aims to uplift the living standards of the user group by giving them access to basic sanitation facilities, creating a space that is not just a toilet but also a safe space for women who venture out of their homes. The task at hand is to redesign the toilet into a socially inclusive space for women of all stratas of society. It provides a space for resting, social interaction, bathing, menstrual hygiene, maternal care, and using the toilet, all of which is to be maintained with minimum efforts on the part of the attendant and is efficient in energy usage. The space needs to be ergonomic in design to enhance its functionality, providing adequate privacy and comfort for users. The stakeholders in this project are Indian Institute of Art and Design. Our institute's mission is to bridge gaps and build bridges between design, society, and industry by transforming how design is taught, learned, and practiced in India. Center for Youth, which is an NGO working for the welfare of the rural and urban youth. PVR Nest. It's a CSR initiative by PVR working towards building a collaborative society by extending support to the vulnerable sections. South Delhi Municipal Corporation. It has introduced aspirational features in public toilets with all necessary parameters and are well maintained by female staff. We now move on to what exactly is a public toilet. A public toilet is a room or a small building with one or more toilets that is open to the general public. They cater to the requirements of everybody traveling through, whether a resident or a stranger. Public toilets are not maintained properly, sanitary pads are unavailable, and they are also not socially inclusive. Women's access to a washroom helps break the age-old stereotype and discrimination cycle. They need a safe and private zone as they are more prone to infections, harassment, and sexual assault. A women-centric toilet should target women, children, differently abled, and other communities. It should provide facilities like sanitary pad vending machine and breastfeeding area and should also be welcoming. It should provide a social space for women and also spread awareness about their hygiene. Parameters. It should be easy to locate and accessible to all, including people who are differently abled. Create a functional and ergonomic toilet, which is well segregated, ventilated, and private. Provide a zone for bathing and self-care, and also provide social interaction and childcare. Provide facilities for menstrual hygiene such as incinerator, dispenser, and taps and cubicles for cleaning up. These design parameters were considered through interviews, survey, and observations. We start with ergonomic and easy function, privacy and security, maternal and childcare, menstrual hygiene facilities, differently able friendly, proper ventilation, hygiene and cleanliness. The dimensions for spaces have been taken into account after considering the national and local standards. And now, let's lead you to the site context of both sites, starting with Anupam Saket.
With our background established, let us introduce you to the context of our site. Our site, the Pink Toilet, is located in Saket, South Delhi, next to PVR Anupam. We studied the 500-meter radius around it. Right next to our site, we have PVR Anupam in the Anupam market. The back exit of the PVR, the market staff, shop owners, and visitors are a major contributor to the crowd that uses our Pink Toilet. The presence of parks also attracts crowd which can serve as a source of potential users. We also receive users from the residential buildings mainly in the form of house help. Various commercial buildings such as banks and offices are also spread across our location. Multiple schools are present in our area, the major one being Gyan Bharati School, along with various temples.
The Press Enclave Marg along with the Mehrauli-Badapur Road are the two major roads that serve our Pink Toilet. They merge into the Pramod Mahajan Marg, which directly leads up to our site. Saket Road, a major internal road, also leads up to our Pink Toilet location. There is a community center road diverging from Saket Road which has less traffic leading to our site.
Various public transportation modes provide connectivity around our location, which includes the Malvinagar metro station on the Press Enclave Marg, along with 4 bus stops, out of which 2 are located on the Pramod Mahajan Marg called Anupam Cinemas, while the other 2 are located on the Saket Mandir Road called G Block.
The site does have some problems. It's located with a temporary settlement on its left, a men's washroom and a garbage collection center on its right, and an open sewer right behind it. It thus does not have the cleanest surroundings. The sunken courtyard leads to a stagnation of water which is amplified by the limited number of flow traps available for cleaning. The open courtyard also brings the walls in direct contact with water, leading to problems like seepage and mold. The open wet area creates a humid environment in the summers, which is ultimately an unpleasant experience for the users and attendant alike. The cement jollies given for ventilation prove to be a privacy concern because of their dimensions and positions in the washroom stalls. Storage solutions for the attendants or the user's belongings or cleaning supplies are not present at the site, leading to makeshift arrangements which are unsafe and inadequate. The stall for the differently able does not have enough space to fit in a wheelchair, and it doesn't cater to their needs properly. Additionally, there is no form of natural or mechanical ventilation in the stall itself. The water pipes at the site are currently exposed, making them prone to damage and a huge hygiene and maintenance issue. Although the menstrual hygiene facilities at the site are available, there is no information or awareness of how to use them properly, making them redundant. The site also poses some advantages. The open courtyard ensures that there is a continuous flow of air through the site, keeping it ventilated. It promotes proper menstrual hygiene by providing facilities like sanitary napkin dispenser as well as a pad incinerator for proper disposal. The choice of picking between a Western and an Indian toilet is also given to the users based on their preference.
Based on the factors we just described, we came up with two proposed plans that we thought will be the most suitable for our site. And this is the first one out of them. This plan has 9 cubicles just like the current site, except the number of Indian and Western toilets has been changed. Instead of 4, we now have 5 Indian toilets, and instead of 5, we have 4 Western toilets. This change was mainly due to the survey and interview responses, where people said that they prefer Indian toilets over the Western ones due to the low contact. The number of wash basins was also increased from 2 to 4 with 1 wash basin per 2 cubicles, while the number of the bathing areas and the differently abled washroom remains the same. Our plan is effectively divided into a wet and dry zone, which ensures that the water from the wet zone doesn't penetrate in the front of the washroom. From the very beginning, it was ensured that this design fulfilled the needs of all its target audience, that is cis women, other communities, children and differently abled individuals, and also provides them with a sense of security and privacy. That is why, right at our entrance, we have an ergonomic ramp made according to government guidelines with a comfortable slope that can be used both by the differently abled and the regular users. Leading from the ramp is a differently abled and kids washroom. Since not many differently abled users approach the site, we turned it into a universal zone that can be used by the differently abled, mothers and kids. During our survey, many kids from the surrounding slums expressed a fear of falling into the adult-sized toilets, and that is why we provided a smaller size toilet for the kids. This washroom is also equipped with a diaper changing table. The washroom itself is made following all the government protocols and has adequate space for the wheelchair to turn around and for a caretaker to accompany the child. Standing right outside the entrance to the main washroom, you will observe that there is no visibility inside the space from the exterior due to the presence of a partition wall. This wall ensures the privacy of the users. When you step foot into the washroom, you will be entering a sitting and resting zone. This consists of benches with back support made with stainless steel, which is easy to maintain in the moist washroom environment. The objective of this area is to encourage positive social interactions. A half partition wall separates this area from the rest of the washroom. A curtain with a chair is also provided that can transform this social space into a private zone. This is mainly intended to be used for breastfeeding and resting. Located here itself is our attendance area. This is oriented in a way that she has a constant view of the entrance and is able to supervise those coming in and going out. Going forward, we have our 2 bathing areas that can alternatively be used as a wet and a dry zone. Since most people coming to shower come during the early hours of the day, during the later half, the attendant could divert such crowd to one of the cubicles while the other one can be used for changing. The doors of our cubicles are strong, sturdy, with good quality locks, while our wall openings are fitted with intricate jalis which allow ventilation without giving a view inside the cubicles. This further creates a sense of security amongst the users. The cubicles itself are ergonomic and functional, wherein our door sizes were adjusted and opened inwards so as to not obstruct the circulation outside, while also giving space to the person inside to open and close the door. While the needs of the users are often taken care of, sometimes the needs of the people working at the site are ignored. That is why in our design we ensured that the needs of the attendants are considered. Hence, we provided a janitor's closet with a tap for filling bucket. This is adequate storage for all the cleaning chemicals and the personal belongings of the attendant. Other facilities at the site include provision of pad incinerators, dispensers, and taps within the cubicles for women to clean up during their menstrual cycles. Racks inside the cubicles to store the larger handbags that women often carry, along with door hooks. Provision of perforated rubber mats on a recessed floor below the wash basins and outside the bathing areas to catch water spillage and prevent water tracks across the washroom. Provision of hand dryers and soap dispensers. Icons on the cubicles so as to inform the users about the facilities available inside. Bins in every stall for disposal of sanitary napkin, along with dustbins below the wash basins to throw the tissues, and plenty of space to put up the posters. Our site has an open courtyard typology which makes us prone to a lot of issues. In contrast, we are proposing a sloped roof made with polycarbonate sheet resting upon an aluminium frame with louvers and exhaust fans. This transparent sheet will block the rain, preventing waterlogging, allow the daylight to enter the site while diffusing the sunlight, thus reducing the heat ingress, while the louvers and the exhaust fans will eliminate the stench that comes from the surrounding garbage collection center and drain. Our attempt to make our site low maintenance went beyond just design and also assimilated with our materials. We used vitrified anti-skid tiles as they are suitable for rough use, considering the heavy footfall that comes into the washroom. For the walls, we used porcelains as these surfaces do not receive a lot of pressure and hence are not prone to cracking and chipping. The warm tones and pattern give a washroom a richness compared to the typical antiseptic look associated with the public restroom. We went with ceramic wash basins and toilets as they are affordable and easy to maintain, while the push-button brass taps with a foam flow save water and give a satisfactory user experience. All this was kept on top of a granite slab to provide the users a space to keep their belonging while washing their hands. We used HPL boards for a bathroom doors and partition as it's waterproof, scratch resistant and durable while also being affordable, while our janitor's closet is made with waterproof plywood. For the accents, we continued to use our signature pink to create a connection between the brand name and the interiors. While for the plants, we use spider plant, which reduces the amount of formaldehyde present in the environment, a toxin commonly found in bathroom cleaning chemicals. For our roof, we used unpolished Kota stone as it's affordable, non-porous and its unpolished surface prevents slipping. For the walls, we use cement tiles as they are affordable and easy to maintain while also being porous and hence they allow the walls to breathe, preventing mold growth and regulate internal temperature. The checkered cement tiles have also been used on the footpath and the ramp as they are heavy duty and improve the grip while walking, while aluminium sheet has been used for the roof overhang to block the rain and light. Here is the front elevation of our site. You can see we provided both Hindi and English branding to reach a wide range of demographics. Here is an internal section. As you can see, we try to limit the amount of things kept on the floor so as to give the illusion of a larger space and also increase the area that the attendant can clean, since hygiene is a priority when it comes to the public restrooms. Wall mount WCs have been provided within the washrooms as it's easier to clean the floor below them, preventing bacteria growth. The entrance has a poster to welcome the users. And here is the view of our differently abled washroom. While the goal of the branding is to bring people inside, once these women come inside, our goal is to educate them. And that is why, right at our entrance, we have a QR code that leads to a feedback form so as to make the visit to the washroom more interactive. We have also placed interactive and easy to understand icons all over the washroom so that even somebody who's illiterate will be able to understand these and use all the facilities within the restrooms. We also placed manuals on how to use the pad incinerators and dispensers in both Hindi and English, while inside the cubicles, A4 size posters have been provided right at the eye level so that the users can give it a read while using the washroom. These cover a wide range of topics ranging from breast cancer awareness to encouraging women to use our pad dispensers, women education, childcare, menstrual hygiene, and so on. Our site has several advantages when it comes to lighting due to the open courtyard typology and because of the fact that it's not open beyond 7 p.m. However, we do realize that the option as to whether to use these lights or not should be left upon the users. That is why we provided adequate lighting throughout our washrooms. We also provided fans on top of our resting areas to ensure that the people sitting there are comfortable, and we also ensured that our entrance is well illuminated. Our current plumbing is very old and we are unsure of its conditions. That is why we are proposing a new and improved plumbing consisting of 2 pipes that supply the flush and the faucets for an uninterrupted water flow. At the current site, most of our inspection chambers are located inside the washroom, which creates a problem whenever a plumber needs to come in. That is why we ensured that all our inspection chambers are located outside the site for the privacy of the users. All in all, our redesign plan has a well-defined and ergonomic entrance which caters to privacy, has an ergonomic kids and differently abled washroom with a well-defined sitting area, an area for self-grooming, along with functional cubicles, overall making it a better design than the one we have at our present site. Now that you're familiar with our first plan, let us show you our second one.
This is our second proposed plan. It has been designed considering all the shortcomings discussed in earlier slides, and we aimed at utilizing every space to its maximum ability. As we compare the current plan with our proposed plan, you will notice an addition of a Western WC, an inbuilt sink in one of the stalls, and the provision of changing rooms attached to the existing bathing areas. Moving ahead with many more such facilities, you will find hoardings placed outside the toilet for easy identification of the site. The hoarding facing the main entrance mentions all the available facilities within the toilet, and its back provides you with all the necessary women helpline numbers and the job vacancies available nearby. This hoarding has another very important purpose to solve, that is, it acts as a barrier for the passerby to look directly into the toilet, thus maintaining privacy. Considering everyone's comfort, we've even proposed a differently abled ramp designed as per the standards. Its slope is gentle enough that a differently abled can easily access it without anyone's assistance. After walking to the ramp, you'll enter the differently abled and kids washroom. This stall has enough space for a wheelchair to enter and move around to access various facilities. With the WC's proper sizing and supporters provided, the toilet becomes efficient enough to be used independently by its diverse users. Now, as we move through the main entrance, you will find the attendance counter on the left. It is positioned in a way that the attendant gets a clear view of what is happening inside as well as outside the toilet. She is aware of who all are entering the toilet and what all activities are taking place inside the toilet. Next to the counter is the steel cabinet, which consists of 4 lockers for the users to keep their precious belongings, and then we've even proposed a big open shelving system for the shoppers to keep their big heavy bags, and the bottom 3 shelves are for the janitor to keep the utility items for toilet sanitation. Moving forward, you will come across the seating area, which can accommodate 5 to 6 people. This area even contains a private zone that can be converted into a public space just by a pull of curtain. The private zone is mainly for a mother to breastfeed. For a comfortable seating experience, we've even proposed a wooden backrest with a rounded edge granite top. Next, we have proposed a provision for menstrual hygiene that includes the vending machine and the incinerator. Besides it is a bilingual poster guiding people on how to dispose of the pad in an incinerator, as many women are still unaware of its functioning. One of our other significant facility includes a built-in sink in a stall to facilitate baby care and personal hygiene for menstruating women. On the other side of the toilet, we've proposed 2 bathrooms, and attached to them is a changing area separated by a curtain and a depression of 15 mm in the bathing area so that water doesn't flow into the changing area and the distinction of the dry zone with the wet zone remains maintained. We have even proposed awareness posters on the back doors of every stall so that the users are aware of the basic do's and don'ts that are to be followed in a washroom to maintain its sanitation. Some other miscellaneous facilities include labels in front of every stall door so that the user knows what to expect inside the stall. Then, we have proposed soap dispensers and a hand dryer near the sink area, and there are door hooks provided on the back door of every stall so that users have the option of carrying their stuff with them. There are racks provided in changing areas for users to keep their clothes, and there are bins provided in every stall to prevent littering on the floor. We have proposed covered roofing made of polycarbonate sheet to prevent water clogging in the toilet during rains, and due attention has been given to ventilation system by placing the sheet at a certain height from the terrace. This is our front elevation. The reason for using such a vibrant pink for the exterior walls is to gain public attention and to ensure that people are aware of the presence of a pink toilet on this location. This is our another elevation that mentions the various levels. Our entire toilet is placed 330 mm above the ground level, thus preventing insects from crawling inside the toilet. Talking about the various materials proposed, we'll begin with the cream metallic HPL sheet used for the doors and partition walls, as it is low maintenance and easily available at economical rates. For roofing, we've used a transparent polycarbonate sheet which is stronger than glass and can resist even the harshest of weather. It even protects from harmful UV rays. For the WCs, we have proposed white ceramic, which is cheap and easy to clean, and for the curtains, we proposed polyester fabric that is washable and resembles any natural fabric in softness. Our cabinetry is made of steel, which has long durability and is non-corrosive. The walls are tiled with light grey porcelain, which is resistant to wear and moisture and is even easy to clean. For the planters, we've proposed money plants inside as they are the natural air purifiers, while for the outside, we've proposed cactus to keep the stray animals away and snake plants, which are another good air purifiers. For the flooring, we've proposed Kota stone, which is a non-porous anti-slip natural stone that is ideal for hygienic flooring, and the same has been bordered with a thin line of pink terrazzo to add the essence of pink toilet to it. Our seating and countertops are of granite, which is sanitary, non-porous and durable. Our stalls have been designed in a way that there are openings available on all the sides for easy movement of air so that no foul smell stays within the washroom, thus ensuring proper ventilation throughout the toilet. This is our reflective ceiling plan, which aims at providing adequate lighting all over the washroom along with the proper ventilation facilities through fans so as no foul smell is present and to ensure the public's comfort. Lights are proposed outside as well to ensure that the entrance is well illuminated. Our current plumbing is very old and we are unsure of its condition. Thus, we have proposed a new plumbing based on the advice of the plumbing experts. This is our drainage plan at the current site. Most of our inspection chambers are located inside the toilet, which creates a problem whenever there is an issue as it hampers the normal functioning of the toilet. Thus, to avoid such a situation, we have proposed the chambers outside the toilet. Overall, our proposed plan provides you with a more ergonomically efficient entrance with a ramp facility and aims at creating a universal zone through the differently abled and kids washroom. It provides you with a well-defined seating area and 10 stalls properly equipped with all the facilities. It even consists of a separate changing and bathing zone that are well distinguished. All of these well-thought facilities make our proposed plan a much better design than the current one. These were the two options for the first site, that is Saket, and now we move forward to our other proposed plans of Vasant Vihar.
Now we'll be discussing our site Pink Toilet Vasant Vihar. Starting with the site context, taking the surrounding area of 200 meters, this site is located in the center of the major landmarks like Priya Market, Vasant Vihar Metro Station and Vasant Continental, making this site an easy access for the huge footfall. Now talking about the immediate surroundings. The immediate surrounding of the site includes the adjoining CBI colony, which is at the back of the site, while Priya Market is right opposite to the front of the toilet, facing the main road, Munirga Mark. There is a police taxi booth located in the front of the entrance in the north direction. The site is located on the footpath beside the main road. The site is also covered with an aluminium fiber sheet around its parameters where two billboards rest. There are two notice boards right outside the entrance, one being of the pink toilet and other for the directions. There is also a manhole perpendicular to the entrance and two dustbins located on the footpath.
Analyzing the sun path and daylight on the site, these are some factors which restrict the daylight. The orientation being north does not receive much daylight and the trees overhead cause a lot of hindrance. The billboards present in the front does not allow much light to come in, while on the other hand, the skylights, entrance and the door for ventilation allow some light to enter. These are the existing facilities available on the site. There is a childcare area and a changing room. There are two wash basins and three western WCs adjoining the attendant room and the storage room right opposite the entrance. Considering women's hygiene an important factor, there is a sanitary pad dispenser along with an incinerator. Talking about the existing problems at the site, due to the context, the door for ventilation is covered with the billboards which restricts the air to come in. As per the guidelines, there must be equal number of wash basins to the WCs present, which has not been applied here. There is also a need for Indian WC due to its minimal contact, which was derived through surveys and interviews. The door swings open very close to the WC, hampering the accessibility and usability of that area. Further, there is a manhole in front of the cubicle which causes hindrance in accessibility. The skylight located on the ceiling is covered with broken sheds causing seepage of water. The taxi booth located opposite to the entrance have male guards which raises a privacy concern. And the site being located on the broken footpath causes hindrance for differently able to access the space with ease. We will be proposing two options for the same site. This is the first plan wherein all the facilities are clearly visible and will be discussed ahead. Talking about the zoning of our plan, the site is divided into three broad zones. First is the zone for the differently abled to the left of the site, making it a totally different zone which is not interrupted by other zones. The dry zone kept towards the entrance, making a clean way for people who want to wait, and the resting area is ahead with the washroom for children so the mothers can rest there. And then is the wet zone which includes the wash basins and the cubicles. This plan, the entrance has been changed from the north direction to the east direction with a ramp made according to the national guidelines that can be used by all users. Near the entrance, washroom for differently abled has been provided as earlier it was not present. Also, it is designed in such a way that it can be universally accessed. The attendant has been provided with a dedicated seating area where she could sit comfortably and can monitor on all the activities taking place in the toilet. A common seating or waiting area has been provided right in the beginning of the toilet so that it is not included in the wet zone and also makes it socially inclusive. This was also not present earlier. Adjoining to the waiting area, we have a storage unit with the open shelving which will help visitors to keep their belongings. The number of sinks has increased from 2 to 4 with one sink per cubicle, out of which one is for the children. Likewise, a childcare area and a resting area with curtains is also provided so that it can be created into a private zone which also creates openness without walls. As in the existing plan, the childcare room was not properly designed, and one Western WC for children which is made as per the standards. This change is mainly due to the survey and the interview responses. The number of Indian and Western style toilets have been changed. Instead of 3 Western WCs, now we have 1 Indian and 2 Western toilets. Incorporating the West Indian WCs was mainly due to the survey and interview due to the minimal contact. Bathing plus changing area is given, taking in mind the need of the users and the market nearby.
The vitrified tiles have been provided for flooring as it is strong and durable. The matte finish prevents from slipping. These tiles are consistent throughout the toilet. The porcelain tiles have been taken forward on the walls as it is stain and crack free, which is also waterproof. It makes the space look spacious as it reflects light. The eggshell paint finish is also provided on the walls as it is durable and at the same time affordable too. The lustrous finish allows some light to reflect and hence make this space look spacious and consistent throughout. Granite has been provided on the sink slabs as it is durable, waterproof and stain free. Also, the grey color does not make it look dirty. The fiberglass reinforced panels have been provided as the partition walls for the cubicle as it is lightweight, water and stain proof and also has flexibility in design. This is consistent throughout all the cubicles.
This is the first proposed plan. In this plan, the entrance has been changed from north direction of Munir Ka Marg to the east side of the Munir Ka Marg, directly across the main road. There is a ramp made according to the national guidelines, that is 1:12, which can be used by both the disabled and other users. Near the entrance, washroom for differently abled has been provided, keeping in mind the requirements as earlier it was not present. Also, it is designed in such a way that it can be universally accessed and ergonomically correct. The attendant area has been provided with a dedicated seating area where she could sit comfortably and can monitor on all the activities happening in the area, and she can also very conveniently help the people using the disabled washroom and at the same time without losing the track of what is happening in the other zones. A common seating or waiting area has been provided right in the beginning of the toilet so that it is not included in the wet zone and also makes it a socially inclusive space for all the visitors and the attendant. Right adjoining to the waiting area, we have a storage unit with one shelving which will help visitors to keep their belongings in it, and as it is near to the attendant, she could also very easily keep a check on it. The bottom 2 shelves are closed, one for the attendant to keep her stuff in the bottom and one to keep the cleaning supplies. The number of sinks has increased from 2 to 4 with one sink per cubicle as per the guidelines, out of which one WC is particularly designed for children. Likewise, a childcare area and a resting area with curtains is provided right next to the children WC so that it is easier for the mothers to be around their child while the child is using it. And also it is made of a semi-solid partition, a curtain. Interview with a small kid on site also revealed that they avoid using these public restrooms due to the fear of falling into the adult-sized toilets. Hence, a toilet for children has been provided according to the required measurements so that they can use the toilet safely. In this particular plan, the number of Indian and Western toilets have been changed. Instead of 3 Western WC, now we have 1 Indian and 2 Western toilets. Incorporating Indian WCs was mainly due to the survey and interview responses, where most of the women said that they prefer to have Indian toilets due to the minimal contact. Bathing plus changing area is given, taking in care the need of users that the people come in from the nearby markets only for changing their clothes. This is the drainage system that we are proposing with this plan. The waste pipe, soil pipe, along with flow drains and flow traps have been provided in a way that it can be easily cleaned or maintained. The 2 gully traps are added outside the site that directly connects to the inspection chambers. These inspection chambers are further connected to the already existing municipal corporation manholes. Talking about the electrical and lighting, all the wires are connected to one switchboard near the attendant area so that she can easily access and regulate it. Another switchboard is given near the wash basin with a fan which can be helpful while cleaning the area. Individual ceiling lights have also been provided in each cubicle. Further, this is the second option of the same site wherein all the facilities are clearly visible and will be discussed ahead. Talking about the zoning of our plan, the site is divided into 3 broad zones. First is the zone for the differently abled to the left of the site, making it totally different, which is not interrupted by other zones. The dry zone kept towards the entrance, making a clean way for people who want to rest or wait. And then comes the wet zone. This keeps the wet area away from the dry, which does not make the whole washroom dirty.
In the second proposed plan, we have changed our entrance from north direction to east direction. This solves the major concern of privacy. Next, we have incorporated toilet for differently abled, which was needed and was missing in the existing site. The toilet is placed near the entrance for easy access according to the considered standards. An attendant has been provided with a dedicated sitting area where she could sit comfortably and monitor all the activities happening in the area, which was partially present earlier. While it is important to provide the facilities for all activities, a common area for waiting, resting, and childcare is provided to create a socially inclusive space. Beside this, a changing room has been provided. This is near the resting area so that it can be in the dry zone. The number of sinks have increased from 2 to 4, from which 3 are near the western cubicles and 1 is beside the Indian cubicle for easy access. Just opposite to the basin area, a separate open storage has been provided, considering market nearby. Individual steel racks have also been provided inside the cubicles to provide extra space for storing bags. Through interviews with a small kid on a site, revealed that these children avoid using these public restrooms due to the fear of falling into the adult-sized toilets. Hence, a toilet for children has been provided along with the separate basin inside the cubicles. Instead of 3 western toilets, we have 1 western for children, 2 western toilets. Incorporating Indian WCs was mainly due to the surveys and interviews due to the minimal contact. Keeping in mind the functionality of the toilet, we made sure that all areas function well and ergonomically fit, which is currently lacking in our site.
The materials that have been applied on this proposed plan are: Kota stone flooring has been provided as it is durable and waterproof. Matte finish has been chosen as it prevents slipping. The color beige has been used to keep it neutral and make it look more spacious. These tiles are consistent throughout the toilet. Porcelain tiles have been taken forward on the walls as they require low maintenance and are easy to clean. Glossy finish has been considered as it makes the space look spacious. These tiles go till the lintel level, which creates an eye movement and are kept consistent throughout the site. Eggshell paint finish has been applied on the walls as they are long lasting and affordable. It is lustrous, which allows light to reflect and hence makes it look more spacious. The color is chosen to create a contrast with the wall tiles. Granite has been provided on the sink slabs as it is durable, waterproof and stain free. The beige color makes it more appealing with the whole theme. The fiberglass reinforced panel has been provided as the partition walls for the cubicle as it is light in weight and also a cost-effective option with flexibility in design.
In the second proposed plan, the entrance has changed from north direction to east, where the existing door was previously used for ventilation beside Munir ka mark. This solves the major concern of privacy that was caused by the male guards in taxi booth. This plan considers the needs of all our target audience, so we have incorporated toilet for differently abled, which was needed and was missing in the existing site. The toilet is placed near the entrance for easy access according to the considered standards. There was a sitting for the attendant at the entrance without a table or such in the existing site. So an attendant has been provided with a dedicated sitting area where she could sit comfortably and monitor all the activities happening in the area. She can conveniently help the differently abled at the same time without losing the track of what is happening in the other zones. While it is important to provide facilities for all the activities, likewise, a common area for waiting, resting, and childcare area is provided to create a socially inclusive space. Beside this, a changing room has been provided, which was also there in the existing site. This is near the resting area so that it can be in the dry zone. It has been incorporated because of the need raised during interviews and surveys. The number of sinks have also been increased from 2 to 4, from which 3 are near the western cubicles and 1 is beside the Indian cubicle for easy access. Just opposite to the basin area, a separate open storage has been provided, considering market nearby. The bottom part of the storage is closed, one shelf to give storage space for the attendant to keep her stuff, and the bottom shelf to store the cleaning supplies. Through interviews with a small kid on the site also revealed that they avoid using these public restrooms due to the fear of falling down the adult-sized toilets. Hence, a toilet for children have been provided along with the separate basin inside the cubicles according to the required measurements so that they can use the toilet safely. The two wall-mounted Western WCs are provided catering to the users as it is used in majority. They are comfortable to use as one can easily sit and use it. Wall-mounted WCs helps in cleaning and maintenance of the whole cubicle. The two Indian WCs have also been provided beside a basin as almost half of the users demand to have the facility for it. It is mainly because of the fact that it has a minimal contact to the body. They were previously not incorporated in the toilet.
This is the drainage system that we are proposing with this plan. The waste pipe, soil pipe, along with floor drains and floor traps have been provided in a way that it can be easily cleaned or maintained. The two gully traps are added outside the site that directly connects to the inspection chambers. These inspection chambers are further connected to the already existing municipal corporation manholes. Talking about the electrical and lighting, all the wires are connected to one switchboard near the attendant area so that she can easily access and regulate it. Another switchboard is given near the wash basin with a fan which can be helpful while cleaning the area. Individual ceiling lights have also been provided in each cubicle.
We are proposing two color palette which we have taken for our brand. The first one used in Saket has a major historic presence as the color purple was initially considered as a royal dye. The cost of producing the color was very high and it was rare among the kings and the queens. Coming to a Rani pink color or the fuchsia is a purplish red pink color. As purple was a royal symbol, fuchsia became Rani color. The second palette for Vasant Vihar site is derived through the research and observation of already existing pink toilets. The colored palette creates a contrast eye movement which is applied in a way that it creates balance throughout.
These are the four proposed logos, out of which two are applied on Vasant Vihar site's branding and the other two are depicted in Saket's branding. The first logo represents a woman spreading her arms in a circle depicting unity and strength. The second logo gives a clear demarcation of a woman's side faced with a similar stroke representing femininity, freedom, and strength. While designing the other two logos, our aim was to make them easy to understand for the user group, and we also Indianized the logos by adding elements such as Juda, Bindi, and Bali so the community using the facility could relate to the logo and a sense of trust could be built.
These are the considered branding design parameters that have been derived through research and observation. Firstly, focusing on eradicating the communication barriers and making it more visually communicative while taking a step towards digitalization by incorporating QR codes. This further shows how we have considered creating awareness about the correct use of the facilities and also educating people about the Pink Toilet initiative and the do's and don'ts of the facilities provided. We have also taken a step towards educating women about various issues, which includes how to use the sanitary pad incinerators, management of the menstrual cycle, and breast cancer.
Now after studying the whole context of the area, we got to know about the crowded locations which could be used for making people aware of the pink toilet. The locations which we choose were bus stops, existing light poles, and PVR Anupam boards. We came up with three types of advertisement which can be used in different locations. The first one being the board with all the major facilities depicted with icons written in both Hindi and English text, which is being provided in a pink toilet. The boards have been put up on the existing light poles in the crowded locations. Second, this is board majorly for distance purpose. The visual of the board have been placed in such a way that the person can understand it easily. These boards have been placed with the existing Anupav advertisement. This board is used for directional purpose, which is placed on the bus stop and the footpath.
These are the second set of iterations which we are proposing for our site.
Now, there was a major visibility issue we needed to tackle for our site externally and make it stand out so that it could be easily located by any passerby, be it a pedestrian or someone driving by. So to tackle this, we decided to color the whole building pink. We also painted the existing bollards, light poles and the shed in the chosen pink so that it would be prominent and attract attention, making the whole building visible from very far away distance too.
These are the posters that has been used as signage for wayfinding of the site to make it easily accessible and visible to all the users. These are the floor stickers which will make a way through the footpath leading it towards the entrance. This poster will be placed at different intervals from the site for people to easily know the way towards the site. This will be placed on the various poles. This is a poster explaining the facilities that has been provided at the site. This will be placed on already existing poles beside the police taxi booth. This is the poster placed near the proposed entrance, which highlights the user group that it caters and that it is a free toilet.
Presenting the application of both the logos and branding on the site. This is the application of the first proposed logo with branding on various sections of the site. This is the exterior view of the site which depicts the placement of the proposed branding, making it friendly for all types of users and eradicating all kinds of communication barrier. In the zoom-in view, the poster of it being a free toilet and the users it caters to is highlighted. The other poster signifies the facilities that are provided along with the QR code for user feedback for the toilet experience. The posters are following the color scheme mentioned previously. This is the interior view of the site wherein placement of branding has been highlighted with the required posters and signages. In this zoom-in view of the section, in front of the entrance a welcome poster is present highlighting the facilities along with the COVID prevention posters are provided for awareness. Besides the wash basin, a do and don't poster. This poster helps in signifying, guiding and spreading awareness about the various things. This interior view of the opposite wall makes users aware of the do's and don'ts in the space. This is a zoom-in view of the previous slide wherein the do's and don'ts of the facilities have been highlighted for a better understanding. This provides awareness, knowledge by eradication of all types of communication barriers.
This is the application of the second proposed logo with branding on the various sections of the site. This is the exterior view of the site which explains the placement of the proposed branding, making it friendly for all types of users and eradicating all kinds of communication barriers. This is the zoom-in view of the previous slide for a better understanding. This is the interior view of the site where the placement of branding has been highlighted with the required posters and signages. This is a zoom-in view of the previous slide. This interior view of the opposite wall makes users aware of the do's and don'ts in the space. This is the zoom-in view of the previous slide.